y música, obviamente, mucha música, discos, lo que sea, y eso ha cambiado un montón en los últimos años. Y para hablar de todos esos cambios, esas revoluciones, esas marchas para adelante y marchas para atrás y para donde sea, es que nos nutrimos de diferentes músicos, productores y artistas, muchos artistas, como es el caso del día de la fecha, donde vamos a estar hablando con los amigos de Inferiority Complex, que ya están conectados con nosotros. Raúl, dale para adelante nomás. ¿Para dónde nos vamos ahora? ¿Alemania? ¿Nos estamos yendo?
Estamos en Australia, increíblemente, sí. Así que vamos a hablar ahora con Inferiority Complex desde Australia. Hi, hello, thanks for your time. Thanks for being there. It's incredible for us to be in touch with people in Australia. We are going to start with the interview. We are live, and I'm going to make a little translation for the Spanish listeners, okay?
For sure, that's
perfect.
Good.
Can you listen to us well? It's okay, the sound?
Yes, sounds great.
Perfect. So please tell us your full name, where are you from, and how old are you?
So my name's Aaron. I'm from Melbourne, Australia, and I'm 26 years old, and I play guitar in Inferiority Complex.
Perfect. Estamos hablando con el guitarrista de Inferiority Complex, que acaba de poner un cajón ahí en el video. Bueno, su nombre es Aaron, es del norte de Australia y tiene 26 años. And can you tell us which is your first memory of you listening to music? No sé si se cortó. Aaron, are you still there? Hello.
Me parece que se ha quedado sin internet el amigo
sí.
de Inferiority Complex. Vicisitudes, cosas que pasan de todos los lados del planeta.
Hi, sorry, this is Elle.
No, it's okay. Are you there? I think that Aaron was on the video, and now we change it. Hello. Me parece que se están conectando varios miembros de la banda, por eso se están pasando el link.
Sorry, no. So, me and Aaron are using the same account. I've just kicked him out. So,
Entiendo. Tiene que ver con una cosita de Google. No le demos pelota, sigamos nomás. Preguntar el nombre y arranquemos de nuevo.
Sí.
Estamos con la cantante de la banda.
Sí, you are the singer of Inferiority Complex.
Yes, I am the singer, yes.
Okay, so we are going to start again the interview. Please tell us your full name, where are you from, and how old are you?
I am 24.
Okay.
My birthday's in a few days, so 24 years old. My name is Eleanor McCartney.
Okay, perfect. And can you tell us, both of you, Aaron and the singer, which is your first memory of you listening to music?
Al, you take this one first.
My first memory of me listening to music. So I grew up in a very musical household. My first memory would have been my dad playing music in his bands and like doing tours around England. I remember listening to the Smiths and the Jam.
Wow.
That's probably my earliest memories.
Wow.
When I was a teeny tiny little kid.
Your dad plays?
Yeah, he played.
Which kind of music and which instrument?
I think he plays guitar from memory. I'm not sure what's happened to Al there, but yeah, Al's dad's a fantastic guitarist.
Wow.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry, pretty cut out. I don't mean to answer.
No, that's okay. I did cut out.
No, it's okay. And what kind of music does he plays?
He plays mostly like Britpop kind of music, British pop.
British pop. Okay. Sorry, we want to know this because we have we don't have many chances to speak with people from Australia, and we want to know something about the culture and that kind of things, and then we are going to start with the band. Okay. Perfect.
Of course, yeah.
Thanks for that. So, and Aaron, your first memory of you listening to music?
I think the one that's probably the most impactful was I was on a holiday to another state in Australia, Perth, and I was there with my mum. And I heard this album. It was American Idiot by Green Day, and I'd heard it playing in this music store, like a CD store, which doesn't exist anymore. And I remember just being really taken aback by it. That album is one of my favorites of all time. It really sort of, I don't know, it just something clicked in my brain when I heard that album. I thought, wow, I love this. What is this? And so I'd spent the next week trying to work out what it was, and eventually worked out. It was Boulevard of Broken Dreams by Green Day that was playing, and it was stuck in my head until I could find out what it was. I was obsessed trying to work out what it was. That's the first one for me, the most impactful.
It happens with Green Day. It's like, now you get Green Day. And it happens. I'm a bass player, and I love the way that he plays the bass. He's incredible, and I'm a metal fan. But I have to say that Green Day is incredible. It's incredible. They have a really nice shows. And how old were you when you listened to Green Day?
Ooh. I would have been about 8, I think. Yeah, it was early on.
6 years, something like that?
Yeah, I think I was about 8 years old.
Oh, okay. Wow. And can you tell us which was your first instrument and which was the first song that you learned?
For me, it was, I played guitar first up. And I think it was just one of these practice pieces that my old guitar teacher got me to learn. And it was just one chord, but it was basically, it was an E minor, and it was just sort of to teach us strumming technique. After that, though, it was Killing in the Name by Rage Against the Machine.
Vamos. Ahora sí, arrancó tocando Killing in the Name, está muy bien. Great. And your...
With whammy pedal?
With the whammy or without the whammy?
Oh, without it. I played it on an acoustic guitar. It's all I had.
Okay. Perfect. And you're the singer. Your the first song that you learned.
So I also play a few instruments. So with piano, I play piano. The very first song I learned on piano was Imagine by John Lennon. I used to have piano lessons, and my attention span was terrible as a kid, so I gave that up. But the first song I remember, I don't remember the first song that I ever properly sung. It would have been at my parents' wedding. It was like a little Christmas song. Actually, I reckon. Wow. Yeah, I was probably like 3 years old.
That's cute.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Bueno, nos estaban contando, Aaron, que es guitarrista, su primera guitarra era una guitarra eléctrica, sí. Es que tengo unas ganas de tocar. I love this kind of music, the one for Inferiority Complex, Asking. I love, and I want to play now. I don't want to be here. Sorry. Sí, that's why I'm like that. Sí. Bueno, lo que se estaba diciendo, a mí me gusta todo este tipo de música, tipo new metal, todas esas cosas, mano, y tengo una gana de salir a tocar y romper todo que no me aguanto. Pero lo que estaban contando ella que la primera canción que tocó fue Imagine en piano, y que a los 3 años, ya estaba aprendiendo piano, y fue una canción de Navidad, y Aaron, estaba tocando Rage Against the Machine con una guitarra acústica, sí. Perfecto. Sí, it's nice to play Rage Against the Machine with an acoustic guitar, is perfect. And can you tell us, in Australia you have to pay to learn music, or you have some schools for free?
I work at a high school. I'm a secondary school teacher by day. And I think it depends. I know that a lot of schools like to fund opportunities for young people to play instruments, but that's not something that takes place throughout the entire schooling experience. It's generally sort of only for 6 months or a year. And so I was lucky enough to have that when I first started. But yeah, it didn't last long. We have to pay.
Okay. Acá nos estaba diciendo Aaron que eres what do you teach?
I teach music and I teach philosophy.
Bueno, tenemos un profesor de filosofía y música en el colegio. Aaron da clases de filosofía y música. Y lo que nos estaba contando, que hay en los colegios suele haber música, pero no es durante todo el transcurso del colegio, que suele ser 6 meses o un año, no mucho. Él tuvo la suerte de tener esa clase, pero en este momento no hay que pagar directamente. Si uno quiere aprender bien música en Australia, hay que pagar. And can you tell us how did Inferiority Complex begin? and why you put that name to the band?
Okay, so inferiority. Sorry, Al. So I wasn't a part of the band early on. Basically, there's this music festival that used to happen in Australia called Unify. And like it was a heavy music festival, and I remember being there with the girl that I was dating at the time and this mate that I'd had. And we left this music festival thinking, man, we'd love to play this one day. And thus Inferiority Complex was sort of born. We booked a practice room in the next week, and we decided to put together a couple of covers. And then I'd started bringing some original material to the table. We picked up the guitarist, the other guitarist in the band, Joseph, who's not here with us tonight. He's sleeping. It's like 1 a.m. at the moment in Australia. But yeah, so he jumped on board. I knew him from school. And the name came from the singer in the band at the time, who was my girlfriend that I was dating at that point. She had this story to tell, and she told it through First Law. Basically, it was sort of the idea of having to apologize for being alive. She was pretty afflicted by that at that point, and she told this story through that EP, First Law. You know, the whole EP is sort of about feeling stuck in your life and feeling like you have to live with these apologies, and really just feeling like you're not sort of like worthy of being here. That was kind of the origin of the name, and really where original music came from for us.
Whoa.
And then we broke up a few years into us being a band, and naturally she left. And then we picked up Al.
Here I am.
Yeah, about 6 months later, we were very fortunate to pick up Al after a very extensive search, and after auditioning many people, we ended up with Al.
Wow.
I'm very pleased about that.
No, it's okay. We like to know about the bands and the way they are, so it's perfect. And you are not the first band that speaks about this. In Europe, we have a lot of they have a lot of problems with that kind of things. You know, the mental issues is full of people with mental issues in.
La banda de Japón, ¿te acordás?
Sí. We met a band in Japan that have more or less the same problems. So
pero
it's,
con una deep, con una profundidad.
Sí.
Habían leído una bocha.
The band from Japan, and they were studying a lot, like you, philosophy and that kind of things, and it was a really deep interview. So no problem with that. No problem.
It's better than seeing the Taylor Swift stuff. I love the band can express that kind of things.
You understand? In Argentina, in Buenos Aires, we prefer this than Taylor Swift, you know? It's like real. Perfect, Manu. Muy bueno. Yeah. Sí. Honest people making honest music. Perfect.
Because that's it. And the album was honest. It was all about honest storytelling, which is great.
Exactly.
And
the world is crying, the world is born out, and you sing about, I'm happy now. That's
exactly.
not the
It kind of it ties into the newer stuff as well, the stuff that since I've joined the band, I'm very honest with my mental health, and I do suffer from depression and anxiety, and it's, you know, in and out of therapy. It's really such a vulnerable thing to put lyrics into a band and then have people understand it. So my way of writing isn't very literal. You know, I like to tell it through a story. So then, I don't know, it's really cool to be able to put how you feel into a song and it not be so vulnerable, because you've got the guys there, you've got everyone else. It's really good.
It's a band. We were talking with people from Latvia, the interview before, and we like that they sing in Russian. you know. They didn't say, and we think that is great, you know, to sing in their own language, and it doesn't matter. I don't know the name of the songs because I can't read Russian. So I was asking them, hey, which is the name of the song? And they laugh, and we have a great moment because honest musicians, it's about composition process and performing process. And we think that it's the better way to be that, being honest, you know. And can you tell us, since you first met and everything that, you change the way that you listen to music? After recording and after after the composition process of the band, you think you listen to music in another way?
What do you think, Al?
So do you mean after we've written and recorded something, how we listen to music after that, how that affects it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think I'm more. It's a really good question. I think I'm more invested into the music that I listen to now. I think that, you know, I like to listen for new things every time I hear a song. Like, I could listen to the same song 5 times, but if I can hear something different every time, then I think that's where it's changed for me. Where before I would just be like, oh, it's a cool song. But now knowing the process and hiding things, and there's so many layers towards it, I like to now listen and really find everything.
And for you, Aaron?
I think that it's certainly every release that we have come out with as a band, I think has really changed the way that I approach not just the way that I listen to music, but the way that I write and play. I'm getting a little bit sick of the genre in general. I think that the genre is quite dry, and I think that we need to sort of breathe a bit of life into it. And I think a lot of that just sort of comes from like writing the same chord progressions and not sort of like branching out. There's a band from Melbourne called Thornhill, and I was listening to this guy from Thornhill, the guitarist. He writes all the music, sort of like I do, and he was talking about his approach to songwriting in the metal genre is basically to never listen to his own genre. And I really like that. I really, really like that. I listen to a lot of music theatre. I've actually just conducted a show for the school that I work at. I've just come from there tonight. We're doing Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which is it's a real convoluted show. Musically, there are these fantastic ideas, but there's not quite a strong tonal center. Everything shifts and everything changes and everything is quite complex, but the atmosphere that's created through these pieces is just incredible. And I feel that we are doing a much better job every time we release music of trying to bring some sort of different element to the genre. That's sort of the idea. It's to kind of like to have a voice in the conversation of what the genre is and to sort of leave our mark. I don't just want to do what everybody else is doing.
Wow.
You know, I'd like to take bits of that, but not build on the same thing that's already been done before.
Beautiful, beautiful. Ahí está, buenísimo. Bueno, I'm going to make a little translation for the Spanish listeners. Lo que te estaban diciendo, muy really interesting. Really interesting. Les pregunté si a medida que iban grabando, grabando cosas, iban cambiando su manera de escuchar la música. Y dice, bueno, la cantante me dijo que sí. Y aparte que el acercamiento a la música ya es diferente porque escucha las canciones de manera diferente y las escucha 3, 4, 5 veces y le va encontrando cosas diferentes. Y lo que nos decía Aaron, que por ejemplo él viene de conducir justo un show con sus alumnos y dice que lo que está tratando de hacer es de generar cosas nuevas, como él también está en contacto con niños y de generar lo que ellos están tratando de hacer con la banda es de crear como una conversación con el género que piensan que está medio agotado. Which kind of genre? You think that you're a new metal band? Something like that?
I think that's probably apt. I think
okay.
that would be like a metalcore band.
Metalcore,
Yeah.
okay. Bueno, y lo que estaba diciendo que el género justamente metalcore, new metal, todo estaba como un poco agotado y tratar de ir aportando siempre cosas cuando graban, de tratar de aportar cosas nuevas para el género y así poder ir cambiando cosas y hacerlo más escuchable. In April of this year, you released your last single, White Picket Fences. Why you put that name and how was the recording process?
Eleanor, this is for you.
All right. So, I came up with this little. I think it was a very group effort, but I think the White Picket Fences. I love the idea of a nuclear, like 1950s American family, like this structure of everything's perfect. Like I love that. Like it's just crazy. It's a crazy concept. So I thought, why not make it crazier, and make it that the woman is insane. It kind of follows along with the story of Katana. They both intertwine with the mad in love and obsessed. If I can't have you, no one can, kind of thing. And I was like, why don't we put this into this perfect vision?
Wow.
Hence White Picket Fences, because everyone wants that American dream, and yeah.
And the car, The Simpsons, but in the 50s, something like that. Wow. Bueno, and now I can understand the how do you say, the drawing of the song and that kind of thing. Everything.
Yeah.
Perfect. Bueno, lo que es muy bueno, Manu, lo que acaban de decir, la Picket Fences, que es el último single, lo sacaron como una la idea de las familias de los 50, de los americanos, de los yankees, que tenía que ser la familia perfecta. En los 50, ¿viste? Con la grada,
sí,
esa
la gráfica
cosa.
ella que hace, la gráfica de ellos.
Sí, bueno, y que es como una ironía, están haciendo como no una burla, sino con algo, un mensaje mucho más profundo a que ese tipo de perfección, toda en la familia es una locura y que no existe, y ahí empieza toda la letra y el descontrol de las letras. Muy bueno. Really clever idea. I'm going to write about that, the 50s families. Perfect. Muy bueno. Muy buena crítica. And can you tell us how you decided which song to make a video of which song? How do you decide that?
Ooh, that's just money, really. That's just a matter of how much cash we've got on hand. No, look, there's probably okay. So we released 2 songs this year so far: "Suffer With Me" and "White Picket Fences." We actually thought that "Suffer With Me" was the more marketable of the 2 at the time. We thought that "Suffer With Me" was filling a gap in our discography, in the sense of like it's got that really heavy beat down at the end. We felt that it was a little bit different, but it wasn't so different that it wouldn't grab listeners. So we sort of leaned into the fact that we thought it was marketable. So that's why we gave that one the video. It's why we released that one before White Picket Fences, especially after having not released music for a little while. We were incorrect in that decision. It should have been, in hindsight, it should have been the reverse. White Picket Fences was definitely the more marketable one in hindsight. That being said, that also has a video coming, we think, this week, actually.
Wow, perfect.
We're just waiting on a final edit.
We are going to listen to that. Bueno, lo que nos estaba explicando un poco, que también ellos piensan para sacar un video que es lo que puede ser más escuchable para la gente, y aparte que puede, como decían antes, que puede aportar algo nuevo para los oyentes y para el género, y por eso de esa manera deciden los videos, y que la semana que viene probablemente saquen uno nuevo. Manu, ¿tenés alguna pregunta?
Sigamos.
Sí. Manu is listening to you. It's like, sí, muy bueno. Do you have any composition process?
Al, do you want to talk about lyrically, and then I'll talk about musically?
Yeah, sure. So when it comes to lyric writing, like when Aaron will explain how he does his stuff, but I get the music after, and I like to just kind of. I'm always collecting lyrics just out and about throughout my days when I'm not trying to write. So when I get given a song, I really just kind of process how I'm feeling. And then I'll also ask the guys for a concept, like what do you reckon we should talk about at the moment? Is there a theme you guys want? So I'll get their opinions, but like at the end of the day I'll come back and just flesh out what I'm trying to get out. I don't know how to describe it, but there was a song that we were writing, and I'd written a lot of lyrics, and I was like, they're not gonna like it. Like, it was so vulnerable to me. These lyrics were so vulnerable. I was like, no, they're not gonna like it. So I went in there and I said, I don't have any lyrics, I've got nothing. So we started writing from scratch, and it just wasn't working. It just didn't feel like we were forcing something. So I said, all right, guys, I lied the whole time. I had lyrics. What do you think of this? I remember them saying, don't ever do that again. If you have lyrics that good, just tell us. And I was like, oh. So it's just very much trust the process for me.
Musically, see, I've been I've been struggling a bit with my inspiration right now, if I'm totally honest. But generally speaking, the way it used to be, and for first Bora especially, it was I'd come with a riff, and I'd get in the practice room and be like, right, I kind of want it to sound like this. How about we just try this? And so the songs ended up being a little bit more simplistic. But nowadays, I pretty much record a fully fledged demo that's relatively close to what we'll end up with as a finished copy. So, you know, I'll do all the drums from scratch, I'll do all the bass from scratch, but pretty much, I guess I start with a bit of a feeling that I'm trying to capture in mind per se. And I kind of work toward that. I try not to convolute, I suppose, the composition with too many sort of like riffs and things like that on the guitar. You know, there's 5 sort of instruments in the band that there needs to be space for, and sometimes I write things that are a bit too riffy, and they're the things that just don't end up getting, you know, that don't get off the cutting room floor. I'm a singer as well, and so I definitely think about it from the approach of a singer as well. Like, I think about chord progressions, I think about harmony, I think about when I'm writing a piece of music, okay, harmonically speaking, is this boring? Where's the life? How can I sort of, you know, where can I give Al room to move when she's writing vocals? But yeah, essentially it's just pulling long hours in front of the computer. It's not a luxurious process.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Bueno, I'm going to make a little translation. Lo que nos estaba contando, muy interesante lo de la cantante nos dice que colecciona letras. Ella va escribiendo un montón de cosas y después se las va presentando con un poco de timidez. Dice que no estaba tan segura de mostrárselas, porque eran realmente profundas, venían de su interior, y se las fue acercando. Al principio le decía no sé qué cantar todo, y cuando les mostró que tenía un montón de canciones, ellos fueron eligiendo a ver cuál era las más adecuadas para el proceso que tiene Aaron, que lo que él va haciendo al principio tocaba algún riff y nada más, pero cuando el proceso ya se hacía medio cansador, que eran solo riffs, empezó también ya directamente a darle el demo casi completo de cómo iban a ser las letras, y él está muy atento a la progresión de acordes y a que cada uno de los instrumentos tengan su propio espacio, así que bueno, así se va haciendo un poco con la capacidad compositiva, digamos, de Aaron desde la guitarra, y con las letras que va juntando la cantante. We are going just to close the interview. Sí.
Preguntale, porque ellos también, digamos, mezclan la canción de una manera no tan tradicional, por así decirlo. ¿Me seguís, Raúl?
Sí.
Recién escuchábamos la canción y había como unos efectos.
Sí.
¿Cómo lo compone? ¿Tiene un productor? ¿Y cómo lo hacen en vivo?
Ahí va. Manu wants to know, because you don't have a really traditional way of mixing the sounds. You know, it's like you have a lot of electronic music and that kind of things. How do you make that? How do you record that? And how do you compose that? And how do you play that live?
Oh, okay, good question. In terms of the composition, really, okay, so for example, with Suffer With Me, it's got that trap kind of, you know, that really 808 heavy introduction. I really like a lot of, I suppose, like hip hop influenced jazz, which is really heavy on the 808. It's really heavy on like the non-diatonic harmony. It really just depends on what I'm listening to, and it's kind of about capturing that vibe. So I sort of wanted that trappy thing that was going to have this like immediate impact with stuff with me. I wanted something that was, I wanted a trap that was almost written in like a metal kind of way, which is how that song ended up originating. We play that. We actually just play that from the track. We have like backing tracks that play when we play live because we're a 4-piece band. We have 2 guitarists. We have our bass, which is played through the track. We can't seem to keep hold of the bassist for whatever reason. And then we have drums, and we have obviously Eleanor. It would be really cool to be able to reproduce all of these things live, and one day I think that we're going to try and do that, but it's not possible right now. Otherwise, we'd be like an 8-piece band.
Yeah. We can understand that. Perfecto. Bueno, lo que nos dice también otra palabra que no había entrado. Hoy tuvimos TikTok en una de las entrevistas, y otra de las palabras que nunca había entrado en las conversaciones es el trap, Manu. Habló del trap, o sea que en este momento él está escuchando mucho trap, mucho hip hop, y toma influencias, de esos dos géneros también para meter en la composición de la banda. Y lo que él estaba dando ejemplos de canciones que tienen base de trap que son súper pesadas, y bueno, que las meten, y ellos tienen 2 guitarras, una batería, no tienen bajo, y tienen la cantante, y tienen pistas, o sea, tocan con tracks grabadas encima y van tocando encima. Por ahora dicen que usan las pistas, quizás más adelante meten a otra persona para hacer todo ese proceso en vivo.
Dale, la pregunta obvia, Raúl, ¿por qué no hay bajo?
I'm a bass player, Manu is fighting with me. Why do you don't have a bass player? I have to say that. Sorry for the.
Why don't we have a bass player? Oh man, we had a bass player for a bit. We have bass come through the laptop, as Al just said. Nice. Oh, very nice.
Hell yeah.
Nice and Gibby as well. Beautiful. If we find the right bass player, we'll bring them in.
Yeah, we like to. I like to joke that our laptop is the bassist.
No. Thanks for that.
Laptop bass.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
No problem. I like your music, so it's okay. No problem with that. No problem.
Decirles que es un hecho, is a fact, que no tener bajista hace que la banda dure más.
Sí, es verdad, sí. Manu is saying that it's a fact that bands without a bass player, they have more time, It's like, for example, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, the Pink Floyd, they break up because of the bass player, so you are okay.
Exactly.
Gracias, Manu. Thanks, Manu. Muchas gracias, Manu. We are going to make 2 more questions, and we are going to end the interview. Please tell us something about the Australian music scene now. You're from Melbourne.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And can you tell us something about the Melbourne music scene today?
You take this, Al. You know better than I do.
So the Melbourne music scene, I go to a lot of local gigs. One of the gigs that I go to the most is a band called Tile. I go to their gigs a lot in Melbourne. It's always happening. There's always something happening. There's a gig on every corner. There's always music being played in a lot of streets like Fitzroy and Brunswick, and that. There's always something happening. The music scene itself, especially I've noticed with the alternative music, metal, or like prog rock, it's very safe and very just kind of welcoming. I've felt more like, I don't know, like just anxious not being in that genre. But it just, I don't know, it's very safe. It's always happening.
Perfect. Bueno, lo que nos estaba diciendo que, bueno, ellos son de Melbourne y que hay cosas, música todo el tiempo en todos lados, en cada esquina hay un lugar, hay una banda tocando o hay gente tocando, y lo que nos decía que, bueno, justamente el metal, rock y el progresivo están como muy cuidados, que hay una escena muy fuerte que sigue viva, pero bueno, ellos no son puntualmente de ese tipo de escena, así que están ahí dando vueltas, pero sí que hay un montón de música y el rock está súper fuerte en Australia.
Yo le quiero preguntar cómo se llevan con eso de que cuando uno ve el new metal y el metalcore, hay como un agregado a la música que es la imagen.
Sí,
¿Entendés? Sí. El total black, ¿me entendés? El maquillaje inclusive, de make-up. ¿Cómo se llevan con eso? Si le dan bola, si no le dan bola.
Manu wants to know how do you feel about being, like in the metalcore or the new metal genre. How do you feel with the makeup and in the way they dress? How do you feel about that?
Oh man, that doesn't happen in Melbourne.
Okay.
It's pretty low key. It's low key. I think though a lot of people are like super open to their like gender and sexual expression. I think that's the other great thing about Melbourne, is that if it was to happen, and when it does, everyone's just really chill about it.
Está bien. Sí, hay un montón, mano. Están todos súper contentos, no hay ningún problema con todo ese tipo de cosas.
No, pero me imagino si ellos... No, pero la pregunta es si ellos en vivo...
Manu wants to know if when you play live, you dress in black and you make up, that kind of things.
Eso.
Your band.
Well, I mean, we dress in black like the boys in the band do. Me, Joseph, guitarist, and Jackson, the drummer. But that's more because, well, we want Al to stand out. But like Al, you have like a particular way of dressing.
Yeah, man. I'll always dress for me. That's the main thing. I don't know. I like to. My biggest thing are knee-high boots or knee-high stockings, and the makeup. It depends on. It all depends on the vibe that I wake up in the morning. If I want to look like a cyberpunk makeup, or if I want to have something really heavy, or if I want to do something really bright and colorful. It all depends, but I'll always go for it.
Perfecto. Sí, Manu, también confirman que ellos salen vestidos de negro y ella, el maquillaje, bueno, siempre tiene botas puestas y ese tipo de cosas, pero el maquillaje depende también de cómo se levante, depende del día cómo se levante, si quiere ser una cyberpunk o quiere ser una metalera o algo más tranquilo, pero sí se maquillan y se salen en escena todos producidos. Perfecto.
Yes, because you at the beginning of the interview you say you wanna have something new for the genre. You understand what I'm saying? No, I'm talking English. I'm terrible way. Well, when I listen new metal and metalcore, the first things it's happening in my head is the image thing. The makeup and the clothes. I think that's something is have to change the metalcore, and you have to abandon to leave the black and that stuff.
Hey, we don't do the makeup and such, but we the black is more. It's not really like garish clothing. It's just more like a black pair of pants, like a black shirt or something. It's very casual.
Okay, casual. Perfecto.
Es que, ¿sabes lo que pasa? Decirle así, ¿sabes lo que pasa? Sí. Después vienen los japoneses, se visten de rosa y te copan todo.
Bueno, in a sort of way, you understand what Manu is saying. Then the Japanese scene appears and they dress in pink and they destroy everything, It's like...
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
I love it, though. I love it.
Okay.
I love the contrast. I love the contrast.
Pink is the new wave.
Yeah, definitely. Hell yeah.
Excelente, Manu. Sí, es verdad. Muy bien.
Definitely.
Perfecto. We are going to close the interview. Thanks for your time. We would love to speak with you. And can you tell us something about your future plans, the band's plan?
Ooh.
Right,
yeah, I think we can. Okay, so we are hoping to record an EP We did say by the end of 2024. I don't think that's particularly likely. I think that we were trying to get sort of more live gigs going. But yeah, I think the next thing for us is we want to record and release a full-length EP because we haven't done that for a number of years. I think that we've definitely got some really great stories to tell. The music that we're writing at the moment it's coming together really, really nicely. We're playing a show next week in Melbourne with one of our, and we're actually debuting a song, or we're debuting a few songs, but we're actually going to be playing a song that's going to be released later in the year that we haven't even recorded yet that we're stoked about. Yeah, we've got some really great stuff in the pipeline. It's a bit different, but that's sort of where we want to be going. So yeah, an EP is the next thing for us.
Perfect. Playing live and make more music. That is the important thing.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
That's it.
Sí, bueno, ya están componiendo para sacar un EP probablemente para fines de este año. Y bueno, tocan la semana que viene con un grupo ahí en Melbourne. Van a tener un show, así que están con esas cosas. Más que nada, parece que quieren grabar, más que nada es lo más importante. Si te parece bien, Manu, cerramos. Sí, perfecto. Sí. Thanks for your time. It's been a pleasure. Sorry for the time. It's one or two?
Don't be sorry. It's all good.
It's 1:30 in the morning, but that's nothing.
Wow,
Sí.
hour.
Sí, of tomorrow. For us, it's tomorrow. Always remember that.
You're in the future.
Sunday for us at the moment.
Manu is in
Sunday
Buenos Aires. Manu is in Buenos Aires. I'm in Barcelona, and you're in Australia. It's incredible to make this. So thanks for your time. And we keep in touch. Okay. Thank you very much.
It's been an
Thank you
absolute
so
pleasure.
much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good
Thank
day.
you.
Bye. Thank you.
Night, guys.